Spark is an app that would do pretty well for me until recently. It would make up about half of my driving income. But there was a key word there. Until recently. No, I didn't get deactivated. I'm not having issues submitting documents, and to the best of my knowledge, my account was not stolen. I just can't use the app anymore. I'm going to pop up a video of the exact problem I'm having, and if you happen to know the solution to that problem, please do leave it in the comments. Basically, it asks me to verify my identity and take a selfie, but when I click into it, the app freaks out, rolls over, and shits itself, and then proceeds to tell me that an identity verification is already in progress. That screen stays there for about an hour at a time. Now, to get ahead of some of the comments, yes, I've changed my password so I know the account wasn't stolen. I've signed out, signed back in, I've even reinstalled the app, and nothing worked, so I contacted support. And that is what this video is all about. I want to be clear. I understand that Spark support is very limited by the systems that they have in place. The issue is, those systems suck, making support almost useless in several different scenarios. When I contacted support, of course, it'll come as no shock to any of you that they had no idea what the problem was, so they escalated it to the appropriate team. They told me that if I didn't hear back within 24 hours to reach out again. That was about 3 weeks ago. Once again, I'm sure it'll come as no shock to any of you, but of course, I never heard back. For those of you wondering if I followed up with support again, the answer is no, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, I run this channel, and I've heard from countless people who have had issues with Spark that support just never gets back in touch with drivers. Full stop. It's nearly impossible to get an issue dealt with on Spark through support, so I'm going to save myself the frustration and just not follow up on it with them again. The second reason I didn't follow up with support is because my account is just fine. I know this because I borrowed somebody else's phone, downloaded the app, signed in, got through the verification process, and went online without issue. But of course, I can't just borrow a phone anytime I want to drive for Spark. The issue that I'm having is likely only affecting a tiny fraction of drivers, so the likelihood that it's ever going to be on the radar is slim to none. I understand that my phone is ancient, but it pisses me off to no end that something that they still support for my phone version worked fine one day and was completely broken the next. Now, I understand that the issue I'm dealing with is very small in the grand scheme of Spark, and there's people out there who are having much bigger issues than what I'm dealing with. Think about the people who had their account stolen, or somebody whose personal information was used to create an account. Can you imagine how frustrating it would be to try to deal with Spark support for that? Hell, I've had a couple of people in my comments tell me that they did the work, but never got paid. Can you imagine how maddening that would be? What I don't understand is how a company as large as Walmart could have such poor systems and therefore piss-poor support. You'd think they'd have their shit figured out. To turn this back to my problem, I guess what I find so frustrating is the fact that I know I'm done driving for Spark until I finally upgrade my phone, despite it being in the App Store for my version of iPhone. To anybody who has ever tried to get an issue solved through Spark support, I feel your frustration because I understand it. What about you guys? What issues have you run into on Spark? Let me know in the comments. Alright guys, I'm sorry for a short video, and I'm sorry for just bitching, but I just needed to vent. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you haven't done so yet, please do consider pressing the like button and subscribing to my channel. My name is Zach. Take care.